Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Touching Eternity, the podcast. I'm your host, Sid Patrick, and with me is my co host, Alicia Nicole. Tonight, we're going to talk a lot about some wild stuff, so y'all need to hang around because you don't want to miss this one. Tonight, we're going to talk about universal energy and the effects that it has on you. So I decided to talk about this topic a lot because I'm getting a lot of phone calls about this. So we're going to share a little bit of some crazy wild stuff for you guys. So let's get rolling in just a moment. We're going to let a few more people sign in before we get rolling on it. And we'll get started momentarily. Let's go ahead and switch over to our screen. Hello.
Hi. Look at you, all sunny back from your cruise.
Yes. So tonight's episode, what drove me to bring up this topic is I've been dealing with a lot of people having experiences with energies that they cannot explain in their home. And so I want to talk a little bit about that tonight. So this is Sean. Let me put my glasses on because, the vein in me won't let me start out the video. But hey, Dominic, hello. Look at Dominic. That's my friend from Scotland, who's a phenomenal medium who's going to be doing Touching Eternity with me.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. So, yes, Dominic is a phenomenal medium. He just finished Together with Spirit in Barlow, and they're going to be coming here in June. Him and a whole bunch of other wonderful people from Together with Spirit to bring you Touching Eternity here in the beginning of June in 2025. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of Dominic as time goes on. So,
hi, Gwen.
Gwen
and
is
Sean.
Here. Yes, Dominic's all excited about Orlando. Me too, Dominic. Me too. So I'm just excited. I'm excited for a couple of weeks. I'm coming to visit you guys. I'm coming to England for Christmas. So hopefully I'll get to run into you guys while I'm there. So I'll be visiting with everyone, during the Christmas holidays because you guys are just so wonderful. I'll be there from Christmas through New Year's, and hopefully we'll get to see you guys and spend some time together. But while I'm waiting for a few more to log on.
That's very Charles Dickens that you're going out there for Chris. I love that. Well, you're going to have a good time.
Yes. So what's driven me to have this topic tonight is I want to talk a little bit about what the spirit world is and exactly what it isn't and what is going on the earth plane a lot that I'm seeing here in New Orleans lately. I've had a lot of calls this week, and right before the cruise, I had a lot of calls about people who are experiencing things in their home. And I really want people to know this isn't necessarily from the spirit realm. A lot of it is created here on the earth plane. And I want to have that conversation so that people understand the difference.
There's a lot going on right now in the world, too, I think. I don't know if you saw, I've been watching the last couple days about these mysterious lights or drones over New Jersey. Did you see this?
I heard a little bit about it, but I haven't been following it. I've been so busy between vacationing and trying to get back at work.
And yes, and juggling everything. But yeah, so there are these mysterious lights that are appearing over New Jersey. And of course, they're saying, oh, it's not drones, it's not other government interference. So what is it?
Right. Well, we don't know. So, we're going to talk because I've had about in the last 3 weeks, I've had about 5 phone calls with people that are experiencing movement in their home. Some are actually claiming attachments to themselves, things that are happening negatively to them. So I want to have that crucial conversation and let them first understand that these are not things coming from the spirit world as we know it. That most of these things are created here on the earth plane, and that a lot of it is fear based. So I want to talk a little bit about that. And I'm going to also talk to people about how do we get rid of those things? How do we get past those things? And so we're going to talk a little about that. And while I was on my cruise, which I do want to share a little bit tonight, because I only have an hour, because those of you that have been following me know that the reason we did an hour early this time is 1 hour and a half early this time is because I have another podcast post this podcast that I'm doing in the 8 to 9 slot with a group out of Lafayette, a paranormal
I'm
group.
getting bumped.
No, actually, you didn't get bumped. You got pushed early.
True.
So I'm actually doing another podcast with them, and it's all about paranormal things. But while I was on this cruise, we went to meet a medicine woman in Belize, and she was phenomenal. I actually brought back some of her wares and some of the things that she makes, and she has this one thing that she makes from the plants and herbs called Pain Away. And it's almost like a tiger balm, but it's all natural.
I love that.
And it works. Like I use it on my lower back. I use it
Yeah.
on my left ankle that I have a lot of problems with. And it really helps. Like it helps me out. Like the pain goes away. So it's like really good. And it's all natural, 100%. I also picked up some cancer teas from her to give to one of my friends who has cancer. But I'm to try and to see, writes the recipe, like how to drink it, how to make it, how to drink it. So it helps decrease tumors and stuff like that. So
That's amazing.
yeah, and it's all made from the rainforest. All the stuff is all natural, all from the rainforest. I have some diabetic tea.
That's its own ecosystem that fortunately we haven't gotten into too deep to destroy yet.
She was great because he got to meet her. So it was really cool meeting this woman. She was really phenomenal, and I got to say we're going to bring a group down there to study with her and learn a little bit about the plants and how to make medicine and stuff from the plants. So I'm going to bring a group down there to study with her. Absolutely phenomenal. I also got some stuff for skin blemishes or fungals or rashes that you can only put on your skin no more than twice a week because it's poisonous, but it gets rid of anything like that on your skin, any rashes, funguses, or anything. But I bought some of that from her.
Now, does she infuse like Reiki or anything magical into while she's creating?
She's not only does she do medicine, but she does do spiritual stuff as well. So I don't know if she calls it Reiki, but she does a lot of like a Mayan tradition because she's
nice.
Mayan. She's a Mayan medicine woman. So yeah, there's a lot of traditional energetic medicine that goes on with it. She also has natural copal, which I brought home copal.
What is that?
It's a herb that they use in incense. It's highly spiritual. It's one of the highest spiritual things. It gets rid of anything negative. So I brought home a couple bars of soap, which I have one, and I gave one to one of the people that I'm working through exorcism with.
Yes.
So I'm in a current exorcism. Actually, I'm in 2 current exorcism cases. So I just gave the copal soap to one of the exorcism cases.
Is that stronger than charcoal?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's different. Charcoal extracts. This is like and this also comes like in an incense form, or you can get the natural herb and it's a soft gummy, and you can put it like on charcoal and burn it. And it has I'll let you smell it later.
Okay,
I have some in the room.
Yeah. So, one of my, I always have 5 million questions, whatever. Here we go. I'll try and keep it short for this. I'm really pleasantly, happily surprised by your experiences in Belize. And, I always like to look at people's auras and see what's going on and how we had that talk about countries and different places having auras. So all of this about Belize has really surprised me because of its location in Latin America. I wouldn't think that it would be that spiritual of a place, but what you're describing, it sounds like it's like Mexico, a low key.
All that Central America is because the Mayans are very spiritual people, and there's 3 different tribes of Maya, and I would mess it up if I tried to say them all, but one is like the Tequita maybe, and there's like the Yucatani. It's almost like Yucatan, but it's not Yucatan.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. This starts with an M, Mayapan, maybe. I might be saying it wrong, but there's 3 different. There's three different cultures of Mayans, and they all have their own language, and so I got to learn all that and a lot of their recipes. I actually got their recipe guide in the other room. So again, it was a very beautiful experience. We got to walk through the rainforest, and she would show us the trees, and she would show us like what she makes from the tree and how she extracts it from the tree. And so it was really, really interesting. And she showed us how she does natural acupuncture from using the thorns off trees and stuff,
Oh,
like the
wow.
needles and stuff. And
Yeah.
how she cures people with acupuncture, but
Mm-hmm.
not using needles, by using actually thorns or porcupines that are barbs off of stingrays. So,
Wow. I mean, I guess, yeah, you have to do what is there. And it's that to me, I mean, that's one of those areas that we haven't fully penetrated into the rainforest, which is great. So I'm sure there are so many things in there that the people that know how to be responsible with it and protect it and take care of it, what they can extract from it to help
and one of the
people.
yeah, she says, they live off their forest. Like they live completely off their forest. All their meals come from the forest. All their medicines come from the forest. So it was really interesting learning from her. But what I want to do is take this time to focus a little bit, because I want to stay on track with the topic. But I wanted to bring this up because I want to talk about the spirituality behind it. And she actually does spiritual cleansings. And actually, she even gave me something to put on my chakras for like when I do work, to go do this that protects
Nice.
me. So she
Good,
gave
because
me
you've got a lot going on with stuff lately.
right. So she
Yeah.
gave me stuff to use that I would apply to my chakras. These oils that goes to my chakras to use when I do work helping people get rid of things. So protection oil. So that was really cool too. And I also got an immune builder tea too. So yeah. So it's
You need that.
yes, you
Just
do.
because we're, yeah, constantly around so many sick people.
People.
This is the time of year I myself took a trip, and during my trip, because I love to watch the news wherever I go, all I kept hearing was that whooping cough cases are on the rise.
Yes, they are.
And I was like, that's awesome.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
They are on the rise. And I had and guys, please don't attack me for this. For those of you who don't believe in vaccines, that's to each your own. I'm not gonna down you for not looking up. Hey, Brett, I'm not gonna look down on you for not choosing vaccines. That's your prerogative. But they put up a picture and they showed you two kids that had mumps. One
Hmm.
who got the vaccine, one who didn't, and they both had mumps,
Yeah.
but one kid was covered in mumps and one kid had two little dots. He goes, "This is the
But
difference."
yeah, there's a
This is
reason.
this
There's a
is the
reason why
difference.
kids can go swimming in
Right.
pools now and not get polio. There's a reason.
And I say, that's what I'm trying to say to you. This is you can choose not to, but if you catch
But-
one of these things, this is
Science can be real
right.
sometimes. Yeah.
Like one kid was scarred from head to toe with
Oh,
it,
God.
and then one
How
kid
Elizabethan
had
of
two,
him.
and they both caught it from the same source. So it wasn't like they got it from different sources. They both connected. They both caught the mumps from the same source. One kid was they were brothers. One brother was vaccinated, one wasn't. And so they were just saying, and again, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I hope you're doing the same. So, what I tell people is, it's your choice. And I think you should have a choice. All I ask people to do is educate yourself.
Educate
Take
yourself.
the time to read and learn, and whatever you choose to do, but own it.
Own it and know that something called herd immunity does work.
It does work. It does work. But sometimes you got to catch it to get
True.
to get it.
True.
And
Yeah.
let's hope it's not too severe.
Exactly.
Herd
Exactly.
immunity.
But
Herd. That's how
back
we used to
to-
do chicken pox. That's how.
yes,
yeah.
the chicken pox parties.
We were kids,
and
yes.
now they have a vaccine for it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like a little bitter that I wasn't born after that time, because then, shingles and all that. But oh well.
I had my shingle shot, so being a nurse. I have to be vaccinated. I'm around so many diseases that I have to be vaccinated. I'm exposed to so much where I'm
I'm
work,
around coccidia. So
Anyway,
a little different.
Speaking of negative energy,
Yes,
right?
yes. Speaking of parasites.
Speaking of parasites, negative. So let's talk.
Good transition.
Let's talk about that. So lately, guys, I've been getting a lot of calls. I don't know what's going on in the world today, or in the New Orleans area in particular, but lots of people experiencing things moving in their homes, experiencing noises and knocks in their homes, experiencing all kinds of like seeing things walk and weird things just happening out of the ordinary. Folks, what I think is happening, and I'm just going to be honest, I think these things have always been there. People are just becoming more aware.
I think too this time of year everyone thinks Halloween is the time of year when the spirits come out, and yes, the veil is thin, but it happens a lot more during the holidays too than people realize because there's a lot more people.
But
There's
I
a
thought,
lot more.
they're thinking about their past loved ones. They're thinking about people who crossed. But this has been going on. Like these are like negative things. Like literally, I have one case that I'm working on where this person has an incubus that's raping them continuously, and it's been attached there for quite some time, so that we are, you know, like I explained to the family, because the family has also witnessed the energy, and so so we know it's there, because not just the person who's experiencing it is experiencing it, but the family. And we've been to two priests who both said that this is not demonic, it's just an energy that's been picked up. So they won't come do an exorcism because it's
Not
not
even for a nominal fee.
no, because it's not demonic.
Okay.
And so, but the person's been attached to this energy for so long that so what I'm explaining to the family is that it takes consistency. It takes every day keeping this person positive, changing the energetic environment around this person. Keep doing the prayer work every day, every day, every day. Change this person's environment. This is an everyday, and it's going to get worse before it gets better, because of course the energy doesn't want to leave.
It's going to fight.
It's
Yeah.
going to fight. So you got to keep doing it. And when we weaken it, then I'm going to go in and do a cord cutting. I'm going to go put them in hypnosis, and then I'm going to do a cord cutting and try to do a hypnotic surgery with the host, because I don't want to say names or
Yes.
sex,
Yep.
but do a
Now, based on what you're saying, and yes, we talk a lot about keeping your energy levels high and protecting yourself, which is great, obviously, too, where the situation needs to go. What about if there was a lack of acknowledgement of this? If, like, okay, we are no longer giving any energy to this incubus or acknowledging that it is even here, would that work in a way too that it would go away because we're no longer giving you any energy or attention, or do you think it would go stronger?
So it depends. If you do that in the beginning stages, that may work. But now this thing has been attached for such a long period. No, it's got too much strength.
Okay.
So now you have to constantly just keep gnawing at it until it gets tired.
Yeah.
And it's going to get stronger before it gets weaker.
Now, when it gets tired, does it, and with everything happening within the city, does it just essentially like fade off and go away? Or is it, okay, I need to leave this person, this occupant, and I'm going to go wander the streets? And because we have so many empty souls,
it'll find something else.
That's okay.
Unless it runs out of energy. So what'll happen is, so you understand this, it'll detach. So the smartest thing for an incubus to do, and that type of incubus, is to detach or find someone that it can attach to quickly. But if it doesn't, then eventually it won't have enough energy to stay. It has to attach, or it's going to fade and go back to the other side.
Okay.
I don't want to say the other side, because that makes me think it's in the spiritual realm. But it will fade, and the energy will
and
become,
it will no longer exist.
Right.
Ever. Okay.
Well, it can be regenerated, but
Okay.
it will go into the potential phase rather than the kinetic phase. Remember, energy has two states: potential and kinetic. So we'll fall back into that potential phase until something stirs it again. You know.
So, and you said it's not a demon, so it doesn't have a name or anything, or does it still?
At this point, I don't know, because we haven't had, because so there are signs. So another reason why we don't believe that this incubus is a demon is because the person's had it so long, and there's no signs of demonic possession, meaning there's no bruising, there's no bruising, there's no wounds, but there is temperature change, like drastic temperature change, but that's it. But there's no rotting of the teeth, there's no rotting, there's no body, there's no, you know what I'm saying, there's no bleeding,
there's no physical to that point. However, the temperature change, is it lasting long enough where it can be leaving little bit of raised skin?
No, but the family can feel the change, and the incubus actually pushed on a family member. They actually pushed the family member out of a door.
Okay, and so let me ask you this then, getting into our medical level. Just play devil's advocate with you, no pun intended. If it's raising temperature in the body,
So energy can do that
energy
naturally.
can do that naturally. And if it's raising the body temperature, wouldn't that create swelling
It
and
can,
edema within the body? So would that not be a sign or a symptom
but the
or
patient already has a heart condition. So is it the heart condition or is it the incubus?
okay? I feel like we could go round and round on this because
You could.
I'm just
You could.
I'm
But
yeah.
again, this entity has been with this person for such a long period, there would be
Hmm.
more damage.
Okay.
And the age
And that was prior.
and the heart stuff that's going on with this person is age appropriate.
Okay, I was going to say the heart
Yeah,
condition
it's
came
age,
before or
right,
after the
well, it's
demon.
age at the same time, but again, it's age
Okay.
appropriate.
Yeah.
And
I
there
gotcha.
are things that happened in this person's life that could have created the attraction. So there
Hmm.
were things that happened.
That made this a breeding ground, a very
Ex-
strong breeding ground for this
exactly.
energy.
And I've
Yes.
explained all this with the family, and the family and I have developed this plan, and I'm working with them not daily because like life goes on. I
Yeah.
have lots of clients, but I stay in touch with them on a regular basis, and we've set up a plan. And I'm waiting for them to finish a situational ceremony type based thing. So then I'm going to go back in once it's weakened, and I'm going to try to do a cord cutting by putting the host into a trance state or into a meditative state, and then removing it, like doing a cord cut where I cut the cord and that person can let go of the emotional connection, because
Hmm.
even though this isn't pleasant for this person, they've been together for such a long time,
Yes.
there's still going to be a grief period or a
This
loss
mhm.
or a
This
negative.
is the ultimate toxic relationship.
Exactly. So this is like the ultimate toxic relationship. And again, the person had fear. The reason why this was so long, that this person had fear, because they the energy threatened that it would go after the children. That's how the person was afraid that they were going to go after the children,
Yeah.
and so that's why.
Oh, that's what people always do, anything to protect their kids, which is
Right,
understandable.
right.
I
So
just have my little burrito at home,
right,
but still, yeah, don't even think of going after
right.
her. There's gonna be I'm an Italian medium. No.
Yes. So I
No.
get that, and then I have another case actually, that this is, and people have to understand that some people are born very very connected, and you know people are very connected, and have another one just wrote me today last night actually because they couldn't sleep, and I'm surprised they haven't wrote me back, but I offered them an appointment tomorrow. But this person's experiencing a lot of connection with the other side,
Mm-hmm.
and it's scaring them. But then things are happening around them. I think it's just attention. This person's not attention seeking,
Mm-hmm.
but the other side is trying to grab their attention. And so sometimes, folks, you just got to understand, if you have these abilities, sometimes it's the other side just trying to grab your attention, but don't be afraid of it.
That, yes, because I think once you have that fear, then it has power.
Well, not well
Because
that, but not only that, but I mean, like this person's been able to call out death, like knowing someone's about to die. Like my little sister has those dreams, but it doesn't scare her because she's gotten used to it.
mm-hmm.
It's your medium yourself trying to come out. It's your natural mediumistic ability trying to come out, and it scares you because you watch so many horror movies, or as a kids, people used to like to scare you, and so your natural mediumistic abilities, you know, are trying to come out. So you're getting all these things and you're seeing all this stuff because your right brain is in full swing. And this person that wrote me this, looking at the history that was given to me, was a very right brain person, was a nurse, now a painter. So it's all right brain activity. Well, this is why you experiment. Go be an
Yeah.
accountant. Go do something that's more left brain, functioned, and then that will die down. But that's why you're experiencing things. So I'm trying to set up an appointment, but they haven't wrote me back, so I don't understand. So I'm hoping they do. So I will send them my address if they can be here tomorrow. Then I'm out of town. I'm in Denver this week, folks. Working in Denver this weekend, and we actually sold out a show Friday night, so in Denver, so it's gonna be awful cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at an airport restaurant last night, and I met some people from Denver, and they were talking about how when you drink alcohol out there, how much it affects you so much more quickly because
Being
of
so
the
high up.
yes,
Yes, the altitude.
Mhm.
So, folks, so again, I don't want you to be afraid if something happens. I don't expect you to understand. Hey, Jessica, I don't expect you to always understand what's happening, but ask somebody. Don't fear it. When you fear it, you're giving it more. You're giving it actually more ability to attract it. So don't fear it because it's an energy. So don't necessarily fear it.
So, okay, let's talk about that then. Let's say you see something out of the corner of your eye and you're just a normal person. Um,
Well,
would
I'm
you
very
just
normal. So
Well,
describe normal.
you know what I mean. Like, okay, sometimes I think I see shadows or things like out of the corner of my eye in my condo. I don't care.
Right.
I'm just like, whatever. I live in a condo. There's so much energies around me. I mean, I worked at a haunted bar for years. I don't care when I see the shadows. I'm kind of like, okay, hey, you're doing your thing. I'm doing my thing too, whatever. But I think the majority of people, if they think they see something, their heckles are probably going to go up a little bit more. So do you think that that would be appropriate for that normal person?
Well,
they think they see
understand that.
something. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
What
Well,
are you
ask
doing?
'em.
What are you doing here?
Talk to them. Well,
Yeah.
well, first of all, anything that comes from another dimension is going to come through as a shadow because it's absence of light. So anything, so whether it's good or bad, it's going to be a shadow more than likely. More than likely, it's going to be a shadow. So don't fear it just because
Yeah.
it's a shadow. People are like, oh, shadows. Oh, it was
It's in the corner.
It was in the
Yeah.
corner. Yeah. So I tell you, never fear it because it's a shadow. Don't fear it unless it tries to harm you. If it's not harming you, then don't fear it. It's probably they're trying to protect you. I get more stories about shadows and things trying to protect people than I have them trying to harm people. So understand that first. But we get so freaked out because of what television shows us, what Hollywood makes it to
Very
be.
dramatic.
Yeah, it's very dramatic. So, first ask, why are you here? Why me? Why am I seeing you now? Well, probably because you never paid attention, but they're there all the time. Just know that. They're all your dead people. And people always say, do I have spirits in my house? Yes, you do. Everybody has spirits in their home. The minute you walk in your home, there's a spirit because you're a spirit. The minute you walk in your home and you bring all your dead people with you, I don't care if you're a newborn baby, you got dead people with you because somebody brought you into this world. Whether, and I mean a dead person brought you in this world. Somebody from the other side, or what we call the other dimension, passed you over through the threshold.
And think of all the people
Yes.
that you've interacted with or just even walked by in the day. And I think the other thing people don't realize too is even though it's in you have your house and your doors and windows closed, that doesn't mean they can't just walk straight through that.
So does it mean anything if it's a white shadow or a black? No, it just if it tries to hurt you, it's bad. If it doesn't try to hurt you, it's probably good. Sometimes it can be something confusing. It could be something that's lost. I don't believe in lost souls, but it could be a lost energy. There's never such thing as a lost soul. I don't believe in that.
Why not?
Why? Because I think all souls go to heaven or go to the
Okay.
other side. Because if that's not the case, then how can we communicate with them? I think anything you see on this side is is an energy that was created on this side.
Okay.
When we're communicating with spirit, we're communicating with the soul from soul to soul. So all souls go, but other energies can remain here.
I was listening to a podcast while I was on airplanes the last several days, and it was very interesting. It was about this woman who was a medium who worked specifically with adolescents who had committed suicide.
Right.
And their spirits and their souls and her thoughts on what happened in their afterlife. It was so different than anything I had ever heard, where she almost described essentially a purgatory where they were sitting and having to do work and learning work. And I was just kind of thinking about that. I'm like, that's not how I see spirits or souls.
A lot of mediums have differences of opinion in this. And again, we can only go by what our guides tell us.
Yeah, that's true.
But I believe in a higher power, and I'm like, if a higher power is that mighty, how would they leave any soul behind? If you're really that mighty, why would you leave a soul behind? And if you're communicating to the spirit realm, what are you communicating with? It's not the soul of the person. So how can you say their soul's left behind? So and I think and I'm gonna say a name and I might get attacked for this, but I like James Van Praagh. And I don't know if he still believes this, but he actually, I was told, and so could be a fabrication, let me put that out there, but I was told that he said in a podcast or somewhere where he felt that he might have changed his mind since then, but that he felt that when you commit suicide, that the soul doesn't cross over, but it stays here. And so my question, and I said, I don't understand how he would say that. That's why I don't know if he really said it, because as a medium, when we bring someone who committed suicide through, then who are we talking to? Because we're going from soul to soul, and we're going through you into them. So if you're really talking with the other side, then we have to be communicating with the soul of the other person on the other side.
And also, what about the instances where people, an accidental suicide? That wasn't the intent, but they've died, where I've communicated with those souls. And and you and I think, have the same concept of spirit. If spirit is loving and wants to help people pass over, why would they just sit there and not help them learn what they're supposed to learn?
So what I tell people all the time, and this is, again, I've said this before in a podcast, and I'm going to say it again in this podcast. The only thing that I believe truly crosses over, and I truly believe that when the master Scott Milligan, who does seance, he goes into trance and his people come through, because I've seen the miraculous work this man does. So that's why y'all should go to Touch Eternity in Orlando, because he's gonna be going into trance there. He says that the only thing that crosses to the other side is love and memories. So when that soul crosses, what goes with that soul is love and memories. So the love goes there, but the memory. So when we are tapping into the soul of the person, we can feel the love, but we're also sensing the memories that happened in the physical. So they're really not experiencing that hate or that jealousy, because sometimes we see that on the other side.
Yes, and
it's a memory that we're getting.
But I've heard that from enough mediums that I believe that, because the people that were perceived as not necessarily being that positive in life, when they've crossed over, what comes through is love and their memories, and how, hey, I'm sorry I did this. I wanted it to be perceived this way rather than how it was. And we don't realize that fully yet.
Yeah, but when my grandma, all those mediums that told me that my grandfather loved me, and he didn't. Even on the other side, I mean, he loves me now because on the other side, he experiences love, but all his memories are not about love. Because when you have memories of me telling him, trick or treat, you old bastard, and you have memories of him telling me to go play on the median on the highway when there was no median, so I'd get hit by a car, that's not memories of love.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So you could tell me that he loves me now, and I would believe that, because I truly I understand him.
He had to learn. And
I had to learn. I had to understand him. So I get that part about him. But you can't, as a medium, you can't validate for me and say, well, he loved me. No, that's not a memory. No, that is definitely
that's called gaslighting. If you're trying to get me to create that,
Now, do I care about? Well, yeah, he was the father. He was my dad's father. But he was a mean man.
And there are bad people in life,
right? He was a very mean man, and he did not like me or my sister. It was very very obvious, and I'm not upset about it. I understood him. I went back and researched him a little bit, and I understand his anger. I know where it came from. I get it. It didn't hurt my life. My life was still great.
Yeah.
And so I'm not mad about it, but as a medium, you can't come tell me that this man loved me because I'm laughing. Like, okay, wow,
That could be a sign that maybe that's not a true medium
Well,
then. Yeah.
these were two of the best, well known. I won't even.
But they tried to say that he loved you.
Right, but they did
His
phenomenal psychic work with me, like really good. One of the mediums
memory.
told me, well, he didn't look. He said, "Who in this area right here has the old Disney princesses on their bedroom wall?" And my hands went up. Now, who would have knew that?
Yeah.
Right? Who would have possibly knew that? And I raised myself. Let me explain. Because my nieces were living in my bedroom in my parents' home.
Mm-hmm.
So Magni drew all the old Disney princesses, Snow White and Cinderella, the old ones. He drew
Yeah.
on the wall for my nieces. No one would. And then the other one that I went to go see, let me tell you how good this one was. Said, who at this table had a filming of Roy Rogers at their home? Up went my hand. Those are phenomenal.
That's very specific.
Very
yes.
specific. And my hand goes up. And then both of them called out that grandpa and said how much he loved me. And I'm like, y'all got me so good psychically, I'm on the ground. But when you come to my dead people, y'all missed it.
Huh. Well, it could just be perhaps their different skills. You think?
I kind of think that, when you have that these were both very large audiences, and I think with all the
piggybacking,
all the stuff going on, that's kind of it. But because these are very well known mediums. I mean, these were packed houses. These are very well. I mean, one of them was $400 a ticket, so that's how well known they are.
Wow.
So I don't want to say their names online.
No, we won't.
We won't. So those are true stories. So. Very good. So anyway.
So Tina, that's a good statement. I do not believe in evil shadows.
Right. And again, I tell people,
if it doesn't, as
right.
long as it's not hurting you.
If it's not hurting you, pray for it. If it bothers you, put a bright light on it. It goes away.
That's a good point.
Right.
Yeah.
Put a light.
Light always
Sing, turn on some good music, put some opera on or some good prayer music, or sing, dance, all those things.
Light overpowers darkness.
Always.
That's a wonderful thing to think about.
Sing, dance, move, light a good incense. But if you definitely got some frankincense, myrrh, or copal, that's good. If it's something you feel is evil, definitely use some Rootaroo. Rootaroo is really good for that. Rue.
Okay.
Rue's used in exorcisms.
Okay. I'm thinking of like Roto-Rooter when you say Roto-Rooter.
No, it's called Rootaroo. It's a Brazilian herb.
You're like going international on me.
Oh, I carried it at my store. So again, just let everybody know, we are going to do some haunted tours. So those people who are interested, stay following us. We're going to be going to that prison where Martin Luther King's
Tennessee,
right? Tennessee, yeah. We're going to be going to some prisons, and we're going to be doing some. We're going to be going to the bed and breakfast in Jefferson, Texas. So I
haven't done a good ghost hunt in a while.
So we're going to be going on some.
Speaking of good ghost hunts, I was really surprised. I saw yesterday, because I'm from Cincinnati, Kentucky area, that they demolished Bobby Mackey's.
They did.
Yes, which was like super haunted. I don't know if you've gotten to do any readings or research about that. Very haunted. It's perfect storm, situated on a river near Limestone, and had all these terrible things happen.
Wow.
And rather than, I guess, like the owner wanted to rebuild something or redo something, and just tore it down to rebuild. And I'm kind of like, maybe there's something more going on. Because there's a lot of history in that place.
Well, the guy that bought the guy who bought the LaLaurie house is the guy that owns the Lizzie Borden house. And the Lizzie Borden house is now a bed and breakfast. I wonder if he's going to do the same. I wonder if he's going to do the same. Oh Lord! I wonder if he's going to do the same thing with the LaLaurie house.
I heard that he was planning on that. He was not opposed to opening it up for the future, but that currently he wanted to make it his main residence, because everyone wants to stay here and party and live.
Right.
Yeah.
But if he does make it a bed and breakfast, that he would probably couldn't afford to go in, because probably make it sky high in price. That.
Would you do it?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. Like I was
I
really
mean, I went to where the Axeman was at the
yeah, I feel
Axeman
differently
Hotel.
about the Axeman though than I do about the Lalaurie House for some reason. I was fine for a while, but now for some reason and it's just on particular days I don't like to walk on the same side of the street across from it because sometimes I'm like, oh, bad luck. I know that's weird.
Put yourself now. Okay, so let's talk about protection. So let's do
Yes.
that. So what you do is you circle yourself in a cocoon of white light that
Mhm.
has no cracks. It's a completely sealed brown cocoon of white, bright light. You say your prayers, you do some singing, some moving, some dancing, and see yourself enwrapped in that cocoon of bright white light. And nothing can penetrate that, nothing can harm you with that. And you just shine, and nothing's going to touch you. And you tell anything negative that's inside of it to leave you, that you banish anything with negative energy away from you. And all you take in is good health, good love, and good kindness into your heart, into your life, and you banish anything evil or negative and wrap that cocoon of white, bright light
It's like a
all
beautiful
around you.
crystal around
Beautiful,
you.
yes.
Yes.
And you shine, and that will help you. That will help you. Now, how do you cleanse your home? For those of you who love to sage your home, stop wasting your sage, because many people do. There's a proper way to waste your sage. I mean, to cleanse your home. Stop wasting your sage. You have to move counterclockwise through your home with your sage, into starting at the front or wherever you're going to start.
Would you say north
Well, I'm
directional?
trying to make. I'm not going to make it confusing. I'm going to make it very simple.
Okay.
If you're just saging, you start in any room and you move counterclockwise. Strawberry start at the front door to back door, move counterclockwise through every room and the house in a counterclockwise fashion. When you get back to the front of the house or wherever you started, to your point, you put it down. You make sure that that smoke gets into every crevice, every
Corners.
cabinet, corner, everywhere you go. If you notice that the sage starts to smoke heavier, that means that area was infected or needed super extra cleaning. And you can use a black candle while you're doing your sage. That way, if it goes out, you can light it. Black candle also helps. We move counterclockwise. When you want to bless your home, because after you do a so what happens after you do the sage and the black candle, you've gotten rid of all the negative energy in your home. So you've created what we call the psychic void. So now you have to fill the psychic void. If you don't, whatever you just put out can come right back in.
Can I cut you off for a moment
Yes.
for an important question?
Uh-huh.
I've heard that you always need to open your windows while you're saging so that way the energy can go out.
No, because energy can go through walls, energy can go through windows.
Okay.
When lightning strikes, it can go through your window and into your
That's
house.
true.
Yeah.
And I know spirits, yeah, they don't care about
Spirits,
that.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's just something I heard about
Yeah,
sage for some
that's
reason.
that's an
I
old
think,
wives' tale. Like, remember
yeah.
in hospitals we used to open the windows so the spirit can leave.
Yeah, and cover the mirrors so
Yeah,
that way,
you don't
yeah.
need to do any of that.
Okay. Because the
French Quarter, they
analogy,
turn the key upside down to confuse the spirits and they go
Mhm.
right through the gate. Yeah.
yeah, because the rationale I heard was, oh, the spirits can't get out and they're just going to be like bumping into each other in the
Yeah,
room. Like,
no.
okay.
Sometimes we like to open door to help them get out, to create a vacuum that pulls them out. You can do that, like open one door if you want to create a vacuum, to kind of help them pull it out, but
Mhm.
they can get out. So after you finish saging and black candling counterclockwise, you then light a white candle in a good smelling incense. Cinnamon is good, sandalwood is really good, and you move clockwise. So at the same place, but this time you're going to move in reverse clockwise. And as you walk through each room, you imagine each room getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And sometimes we'll sing or pray as we walk in through, just filling each room with bright white light, and move clockwise through each room and clockwise through the home until you get back to the start point. That is the proper way to do a basic cleansing and blessing of your home. Now, there's a lot more you can add and do, and I'm not going to get into that. But
That'll be another session.
That is another session. But that is just basic. You just can't just sage. If you're just saging, you just get rid of something temporarily. It can come right back. Sometimes I'll just sage if I'm going to do something really quick, I might just do some quick sage just to
When you don't have time, but you need to get rid of that negative energy.
Yeah. Somebody came by me, and I just need to destroy quick.
You know,
I know you do that.
I know. I'm sorry. I've done it. If like someone leaves my house, that I'm just like, ew. Yeah.
Right. Just a real quick, but again,
it's so bad.
It can come back.
Yes.
So again, folks, I need you guys to like just start understanding that energies are always around you. Okay, energies are always around you, and I want you to understand too that energies are all not spiritual. There are some. They're all not demonic. I mean, if you live in Metairie, and you live around here around me, and you live in Metairie, you live on Power Boulevard, chances are you're gonna get cancer because of all those big power lines.
Well,
all those things.
You know, my philosophy: if we live long enough, we're all essentially going to get cancer, dementia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna pick your poison.
Pick your poison, right? So I'm just saying, there are just certain areas. If you live next to a power plant, yep, chances are,
mm-hmm.
you know,
yeah,
because you're constantly dealing with it. You got to go learn to detox somewhere. Good places to detox. Go take a mud bath. Go get some clean mud. Get a kiddie pool. Get a kiddie pool and put plain mud in it and go lay in the kiddie pool and bury yourself in the mud.
I am really excited.
And let your body detox.
I am going to promote someplace online. I'm really excited. I'm going to this place on Friday, the Spira Center. Have you heard of this?
What you doing?
It's the Old Norwegian Church uptown. They are doing.
Oh, I've been there.
Yes, I can't wait to do this. They're doing a Reiki full moon cleansing on Friday.
I'll be in Denver, but
you'll be
cleansing in Denver
on your next glamorous travels. Yes, yeah. But I'm really fired up about this. And when you were talking about what's going on,
take Magni.
Is Magni gonna be here?
He'll be here.
Oh, good. He would love that. I would love that.
You've been there too, Sean. That's cool. Yeah, me and Magni have been there. Because we used to love this cheese. We used to get out of Norway, have a little store inside their comp thing, and we used to go buy the cheese.
Because it was owned by the country of Norway, actually. But they have dry float tanks there, too. That I really
dry float tanks.
Dry float, yeah.
What's dry float?
It's essentially it's sensory deprivation.
Okay, so in Texas we have sensory deprivation, but it's not dry. It's a pool you go into.
Okay, those scare me because the pods and like it closes.
No, it's like a pool in the inside.
Okay, well the ones I've seen here, the float tanks.
Oh yeah, no. Here it's just a jacuzzi with a lid. Okay. The ones in Texas, a big room you walk into and you lay down and then it closes.
Because I have seen the ones here, and like half the time it is run by your typical New Orleanian who in my mind, of course, I'd be in the float tank. They'd get a phone call. It'd be like, oh yeah, let me go out, and then I'd be sitting in there, and then like maybe a couple days go by and I'm just still floating.
The ones in Texas, you walk in. First you walk in. The first little area is a shower. You shower, put Vaseline on any mosquito bites or open like cuts or anything. You put Vaseline on them. Then you go through a door and you step down into like a big pool.
Okay.
And you just lay there and float, and you can either put lights on, music, or complete darkness and deprivation.
So it sounds.
It's like a big room. I mean, you can get up whenever you want.
Well, clearly, the ones here obviously need to step their game. Imagine that something here needs to step their game up to compete. But so I'm doing this on Friday. I'm really excited about. And
so what's the dry? Would you lay in what, salt?
No, it's like almost like a tarp looking thing. It almost looks like the like a
Well, I have to take you to Dallas and treat you to one of the things.
We do need to travel.
Trenny and I are trying to. There's a salt room here, but I don't know if it's going to be big enough. But there's a salt room in Lafayette. So we may be doing a gallery in Lafayette. I'm going to see if we can rent their salt room.
Oh, nice.
And we're going to do a gallery in their salt room.
I'll be on the road a lot soon. So, I'll meet y'all in Lafayette. But yeah, back to, as we digress.
Total silence.
Back to our topic at hand, there is a full moon this month. And so that energy, do you think that brings also other energies as well, that could be why people are experiencing?
Well, we have a full moon almost every month. So.
Or no, not a
maybe it's a special moon. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Full moon, Friday the 13th. That's what I was thinking. It is a Friday the 13th. Yeah, and I love me some Friday the 13th.
I'm actually flying on that day.
Well, it can't be any weirder than the experiences we normally have.
And I'm flying first class, you know me.
Of
Ooh,
course.
of course.
Yes.
I'm spurled. Anyway, so so guys, again, I want you guys to learn to be safe. I want you guys to practice your safety. I want you guys to know that most things are not negative, so don't be fearful. If you have a question, oh, well, happy birthday, Jessica. Is that your birthday? December 13th.
Nice.
I want you guys not to be fearful. If you have a question, you can either email me at psychicsid@yahoo.com. You can make a free consultation through calling the number that's on my website, sid-patrick.com, and call Stacy and get a appointment. We can do a consultation. Those are free. So if you have any questions about protection, about if you are afraid of something that's happening, call me. I will definitely work with you. And I don't charge for this. I am working with these 3 families at no charge. Like, I don't charge for this at all.
Oh, they've gone through enough.
Right. I don't, and they'll tell you. One lady keeps trying to hand me money. I'm like, no, I don't want your money. But you gotta let me give you something. I'm like, no. I said, no. I said, as long as I'm not doing mediumship, or I'm not reading cards, or I'm not going into my head and predicting. I said, all my other services, I do to give back. And so, and so that is how I give back. So, you guys, if y'all are having some now, I do have to limit myself because I can't be on the phone with doing this all day, every day, because I don't have time to see clients. But I will take so many per day to talk to and help them work through if they're having some issues, and I will email you back and or at least so I had one text me yesterday, and I'm still waiting for him to ask for my address because I told him I could see him tomorrow at 6 if he wanted, and he has not. So I guess he might have solved this problem. So again, Gwen, are you in the room? I see you wrote me. Oh yes, she wrote me. Hey Gwen. Hello Gwen. She wrote me on Messenger too. So anyway, you can always message me.
Do you take questions on Messenger?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
People write me on Messenger all the time.
Me too.
And so
they're usually not the type of messages I want, but I'll also open it up if there's any good questions about spirituality. I will, yes, please reach out to me too. I'll probably ask Sid then, or see, or based on my novice knowledge.
But in order for you to kind of understand anything, I always recommend, and I'm going to write this comment, I'm going to write this down that I think that everybody should go look at. It's called, it's a TED Talk. Whoops. Don't know what happened there.
Out of the screen.
Let's see. Did I just lose Facebook? Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
All right. Okay, that's us. Whoops. Did I lose this? I was wanting to leave a comment and it wouldn't let me. So here we go. There we are.
Okay.
Whoops, I thought I lost you guys there for a minute. I went to write a comment.
TED Talk.
Let's see. TED, TED Talk. This is on YouTube. YouTube. Actually, it's all one word, YouTube. And it is called So I am going to recommend that y'all go watch this. It's called A Stroke of Insight. And if you're one of my students, you definitely have seen it because I make you watch it. If you're not one of my students, please go watch this. It's called A Stroke of Insight by Dr. Joe Bolte Taylor. You can see this on YouTube, and if you just search her name, Dr. Joe Bolte Taylor, or if you do A Stroke of Insight by Dr. Joe Bolte Taylor, you will get this 20-minute TED Talk video. She explains on this video how the brain works, the right and left brain. And she explains a lot about how metaphysics work when she talks about the right brain. It's a very touching video. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It is a great video, and it helps you kind of understand when I say to you, you are a medium, you are a psychic, you have all the abilities that anyone else has. It's more about you learning how to use them and developing your language with the other side. Once you do that, you too can communicate. So this might help you understand it when you watch this video, because when she talks about the right brain, it shows how you're connected to all of your senses. And she talks about her experience having a stroke, because she's a neuroscientist, and she lost her ability of her left brain while having a stroke, a left-sided stroke. So all she could live by was her right side for a period of time. So it's a very good video where she truly explains the functionality of both right and left brain.
Does she work as a...
No, she has no idea, but she explained, which I find is amazing.
Yeah, that is.
Right.
Because you and I have the similar philosophy that anyone can develop these powers. It's
Right.
just...
And she explains it to the T. She explains mediumship. She explains psychic ability.
But she has no idea.
She has no idea.
That's incredible.
And that's why I love this video. And in my class, in my mediumship class, I have everyone look at this video. It's called The Stroke of Insight by Dr. Joe Bolte Taylor. So I highly recommend that you look at this. I wanted to have her come speak at one of my conferences. However, when I went to have her speak, her mom had just passed away. And in the video, her mom is like a hero.
Yeah.
And then so I said, oh, God, I can't ask her now. So I didn't ask her to come in. So I didn't. So tonight, guys, I have to apologize. I am not going to have time to read people tonight. So I apologize in advance, because I do have another video to prepare for. So I'm going to be getting off this video in a few moments. But because I have to sign in and log into a whole different system to do another video, a paranormal video, with a paranormal group out of Lafayette that I'm going to be doing another podcast with tonight. And I didn't realize that they were going to be on Wednesday. They actually booked me this way in the beginning of in September. Like, that's how long I had to wait to get on this podcast.
Oh, wow.
So
well, this should be good. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
They are booked. They were booked solid until this one week in December. So I'm hoping I can even get on it, because they use Discord, and I'm not a big user of Discord. So
you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. I'll help you figure it out if need be, or I'll just like rub your shoulder and give you words of encouragement as I do.
That's why it's a 30-minute change, because they give me 30 minutes to figure it out.
You'll figure it out. And I like that, I always like anything paranormal. But I also like this time of year and the fact that you're going to England, because there's that whole Victorian tradition of telling ghost stories at Halloween. And so now you get to do that.
Mm-hmm. So guys, we'll be able to see it here. Not on Facebook Live. I think they record and then they post. So I'm not sure. I'm going to keep this on, and if I can figure out before we go live where people can see it, I will let you know. I'm not sure where they post at. This is a group that I've never dealt with before. I met them. We were doing an investigation at the haunted hotel in the French Quarter, and I met them there. And so they were listening to my lecture and stuff, and they asked me would I be a guest on their show. And I said I'd love to. And I didn't and they told me the only thing we have open is in December. And I didn't realize, this is
Yeah, you got to do it.
So I kind of committed to it. So that's why we came on early tonight, and our numbers are showing it, because we only have a few of you in here right now. So, I got good news for you four that are hanging out with us tonight. So starting, I think, next week, we're going to be going live on multimedia at the same time. So we're going to be on Facebook Live, YouTube, and TikTok,
For all the young kids out there.
all at the same time, taking questions and talking and being live on all channels at the same time. That's going to be interesting because we're going to have multiple conversations going on at the same
Oh
time.
my gosh.
I know. So
We like a challenge.
we like a challenge. So we have found a program that we're going to be initiating to do that on. So we're going to be going live on multiple media. Next, I think Magni said it's going to be ready for next week, and I'm excited about that. And because we are getting a lot of views on TikTok. I don't know if you. I have to show it to you one day.
You did show me. That's not my generation.
I know.
So as the world's oldest millennial, I skipped the TikTok thing, and I'm
good
just
thing
kind
it
of
might be
like,
going away on the 19th of January.
oh gosh.
But then we're going to be on blue sky or blue something, blue bird,
something will
blue.
replace it.
Yeah, so again, it's going to, but again, we're going to also be on YouTube too. So we're going to be going on multimedia at the same time, so people will be able to join us on many different social media. So yeah, keep our computer technician close on hand. Yes, he's in. I don't know where he's at tonight.
He was in the sky.
He was in the sky
right before. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a technical issue when we first got on that mics weren't working. So we had to get the tech guy in the sky.
Yes,
the
I love
Blue
it.
Sky. That's the name of the new media.
Oh.
That's out, Blue Sky. So we had to get the tech guy in the sky to come in and help us out. So guys, if y'all have any question about possession, exorcisms, things I can recommend to you,
Keeping your energies
keeping
high.
energies high, anything about cleansing your homes, anything I can help you with. I know the reason I wanted to talk about that tonight is, like I said, over the past week, I have had multiple calls about this. Multiple. I'm working currently with 3 people. Well, one family, well, actually 2 families, and then 1 private person.
And this time of year too, I think with memories, there's so much pressure around the holidays. It's very easy for people to feel a sense of depression or upsetness and neglect themselves. And that's why it's very important to acknowledge keeping your energies high and respecting yourself and your space and learning how to protect your energies.
And know that on Saturday the 21st, 9 a.m., I think it's 9 a.m., you can check my website for validation. I'm pretty sure it's 9 a.m. at my home. We're having the grief group meet again, and we're going to be making ornaments for our loved one on the other side, so Christmas ornaments. So we got some things to decorate them with, and so you can bring a picture of your loved one or a memory that you can put into an ornament or put on an ornament and then design it, and you can hang it on your tree.
That's a great idea.
So we're doing that for the grief group, and I'm going to probably do some readings that day as well for people who come to the grief group. So I think right now we have only about 3 or 4 that signed up, but you can go on the website to sign up and know that all the money we spend, it's $20 I think for it to come, but we spend all the money on supplies, food, drinks. I don't really keep any of the money. Last 2
it's
times,
not for profit.
last 2 times we went out to lunch or to breakfast, and the money went all to treating everybody out to lunch and to breakfast, and so we definitely, it's not something I'm making money from. It's something that we're doing just to support each other and have an outing or do a project with. So we do a grief group once a month. So if you're interested in coming and joining that, I know this is the holiday one, so then a lot of people are having a rough time. So this is the one that if you're having a rough time, please come to. So get the word out.
Yep.
So, all right, folks. Thank you those who joined us. I know it wasn't I know coming early, a lot of people didn't know about it. I did post it twice, hoping people would see that we were coming on an hour early. I will keep the live up, but I will have to stop recording. I will have to stop recording the show because I will be going live on another podcast. But if I can run them both, I will. Or if you just look at me on Facebook, I'll type it on I'll make a Facebook post where it will be at. So just follow me on Facebook and I'll post where you can find the other show at. Do I have other dates available for the grief group? I just have the December 21st one. There will be one in January. I do not have that date because I don't know exactly when I'm coming back from England, and I'm going to Norway at the end of the month. So it's going to be somewhere between the 10th and the 25th. So somewhere in there is when that grief group. So it's going to be a Saturday between the 10th and the 25th. Okay. And I can do later times, but it's when I did the later times, we had the fewest people. More people showed up for breakfast.
Yeah.
That was weird.
I showed up for breakfast.
I know.
That was nice. That was nice.
Right. So
yeah.
But okay, yeah, we can definitely do a later time. And yes, thank you guys. Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you,
All right,
Tina.
thank you, Tina. Thank you guys for showing up.
Happy birthday, Jessica.
Yes, happy birthday, Jessica. Enjoy. Do something crazy because it's on the Friday the 13th. And let us know what you did.
Yes. I love that. Pin the dollar.
Yes. All right, folks. See you guys later. I will post on Facebook where the Paranormal Live is going to be. Thank you. Bye.